In making our travel arrangements for this year, we decided that breakdowns and safety plans needed to take a priority on our list of things to do with our older motorhome.
In this series of videos, we'll share our decisions for medical emergencies, RV safety equipment, and more.
Comparing roadside assistance programs available for our RV and other vehicles, we chose FMCA Roadside Rescue over Good Sam, AARP, and AAA Premier RV plans. On this episode, we'll show you why.
Hey roamers, it's Jamie back at you. We're here at the Gillette, Wyoming FMCA rally, and I'm here with Ed Thor. He's the administrator of the Roadside Rescue Program. What is the Roadside Rescue Program?
Well, Jamie, that's a good question. Roadside Rescue is known in the industry as emergency roadside service. We are the provider to FMCA and have been for the last 10 years. We are also the provider to many other various programs throughout the recreational vehicle industry. We're by far the largest supplier of specialized roadside assistance that's not tied to a dealership, meaning a Camping World store or Blue Compass RV or something like that. So we are Safe Ride RV, a licensed motor club in the United States. We're a division of Vehicle Administrative Services. The acronym is VAS. That's how we're known in the automotive world. And we're a division of Brown & Brown Insurance out of Daytona Beach, Florida, which is one of the largest providers to the RV business through dealerships and other ancillary programs. What we have for FMCA is a program that's an add-on program. It's not included like FMCA Assist, which is more of a medical repatriation program. That's part of the members' membership. Our program is unlimited roadside and technical assistance benefits for the members. We have two different price points. If it's a motorized unit, it runs the member $159 a year. If it's a towable unit, it's $129 a year. The biggest difference between the FMCA program and all the other programs that we administer throughout the industry is that the FMCA program has no model year limits on the units, whereas most of our other programs do. To give you an idea of most of our other programs, so we're the provider for many of the manufacturers in the industry, for Tiffin, for Forest River, for leisure travel vans, for everything that the Rev Group makes, American Coach, Fleetwood, Renegade, Pace Aero. We supply all those programs, as well as programs for other associations, not just FMCA, most of the vehicle insurance companies and the service contract providers. We're the licensed motor club that provides their benefits for them. So we're pretty large. I would say we're probably the premier supplier in the industry. We get a little over 13 million phone calls a year.
Oh, wow.
So that's not all RV, because our program not only covers one RV, but every vehicle that family ever owns, rents, or borrows. So those can come from those types of vehicles. It covers the individual that's registered on the RV, their spouse, significant other, spousal equivalent, life partner, any children that are living at home under the age of 25, and it covers that nucleus of individuals on every vehicle they would ever own, rent, or borrow.
Wow, I didn't know that. Wow, that's pretty good.
So that's for roadside assistance, a sign and drive program. We'll tow the people to wherever they need to be to the closest qualified service center. If that service center happens to be closed, we'll get them to a safe location. Once they secure an appointment, we'll pick them back up and take them back to that service location so they're safe. Our primary concern is to keep the individuals safe when they're out traveling, especially when they're in unfamiliar territory, possibly traveling out of their home location.
Well, now, like with FMCA Assist, you have to be 75 miles away from home or a full-timer. How does this work as far as that?
It has no pre-qualifications like FMCA Assist. It could happen in your driveway. I like to differentiate the program and explain it as I do in my seminars that I give at all these conventions. I describe roadside assistance and I use Jackson slides, which currently are the largest problems to the recreational vehicle industry. So if your jacks or your slides won't deploy, meaning the slides won't go out, the jacks won't go down, that is not roadside assistance. You may not want to drive it someplace to get it serviced, but it's capable of being driven. Now we'll stick with the same two items. If neither of those can be retracted, that is roadside assistance. So based on the mechanical aptitude of the owner,
Right.
if he wants to call into technical service and have us walk him through the process of retracting either, we will do that. If they're not able, if they're handicapped and can't do some of that, or they just don't want to, they can call and we will dispatch a mobile mechanic to at least get it retracted so they can go get it serviced.
Right.
Now, if that mobile does anything as far as repair, that is on their dime.
Right.
Okay. And they would submit, if it's new, they'd submit it back to their manufacturer, to their dealer, take pictures of it, and then they'd attempt to get reimbursed that way.
Okay. And then how many incidents per year?
There are no limits to the program.
Okay.
No limits on tows, no limits on mileage. Like some of the other people like AAA, their best program is you can use it once a year for 200 miles or twice a year for 100. They don't have the technical serviceability. They're more expensive than this program.
So this isn't like a extended warranty or anything like that, where it's going to make repairs on your vehicle, right? It's just
That's correct. We are not an extended warranty or extended service contract. The names get interchanged in the industry quite a bit. We do supply programs to those individuals that are separate from this. This is simply to get you to a safe location if you break down on the highway and get you someplace where you're safe and get you to where you can have it repaired. You would then refer to your manufacturer and or your dealer or your service contract or extended warranty provider for reimbursement of those repairs.
Okay.
Or obviously pay for it yourself if you don't have any of those. But
Right.
you wouldn't have to pay to get you to that service location.
So Ed, are there any additional benefits that come with the program?
There's some bundled benefits that come with it. Jamie, one of them, for example, is we'll deliver fuel to you. We'll deliver fluids if you need fluids, DEF fluid if it's a diesel fuel. Now we're not going to fund the rest of your trip and fill your 150-gallon tank, but we'll give you enough fuel to get to the next location. It's usually in the 5 or 10-gallon range, or bring you DEF if you've caught it before it goes below and your engine goes to the shutdown mode. Gasoline engines, the same thing, will bring you enough fuel. We also have a locksmith provision. If you get locked out, your keys in your vehicles, will dispatch a locksmith. If your recreational vehicle, not your automobiles that the program also covers, but if your recreational vehicle breaks down and has to stay in service, there's a travel benefit. We'll reimburse you up to a certain amount for a certain number of days for meals, hotels, whatever. You just have to submit the receipts, you get reimbursed. So all those are additional benefits of the program, as well as, which we mentioned earlier, unlimited resources from authorized technical and educated technical providers.
Okay. And say in a flat tire situation, how would that whole thing transpire?
That's an interesting question because it applies differently usually it applies differently if we're talking about the benefit on how it applies to your automobile that's included, or if you have a towable unit, travel trailer, fifth wheel, or a motorized unit. So let me example of that would be in the roadside business, in the motor club business, all the policies read the same. And it says, we will dispatch and come out and replace your bad tire with your fully inflated spare. Now, most of these big RVs don't have, big Class A's don't carry fully inflated spares.
Yeah, we don't, yeah.
So what you would do is only pay for the part that you wouldn't have to pay for if you had a fully inflated spare. So allow me just to go through it real quickly.
Okay.
So if you blew out a tire, you would call, and most blowouts on Class A's are catastrophic, meaning we're not going to plug it, we're not going to patch it. There's a big liability factor there.
Right.
So we're going to dispatch someone that you're going to agree to pay for a tire that we find. Ideal situation, we'll try to find you 3 bids. You will tell us, pick up that tire, you'll pay for it. Now we're going to get that tire, we're going to dispatch a person from his location, come out to your RV, we're going to jack up your RV, we're going to pull the wheel and tire off. You haven't paid for anything yet except the tire. We're going to take that old casing off, put that new casing on, you're going to pay for that part. then we're going to bolt the wheel back on, lower the RV, and the provider is going to return to his place of business. You're not going to pay for that.
Okay.
So the only thing you paid for is what you wouldn't have had to pay for the time for if you had the spare.
Right, so theoretically, you're paying for the things you would have paid for if you just would have went to a tire store to have a new tire put on.
Exactly.
So, Ed, it sounds like the roadside assistance program is basically the perfect science, so you have that all kind of figured out, right?
Well, Jamie, I wish we did. But unfortunately, we have to use people like all businesses do,
Right.
and we make mistakes. I think while we've been blessed through so many years with our business, is that when we make the mistake, we're going to stand behind it. In my seminars, I always have 2 to 3 slides that say, to you, the owner of the recreational vehicle, when we send service, if to you it doesn't seem right, feel right, taste right, smell right, it's your vehicle, call back in, get to a supervisor, and let's get the problem resolved. You know, if they send too small of a tow provider, if you've got a Class A diesel pusher and he won't disconnect the drive shaft, which has to be done before he moves it, any of those things come up. If the service isn't to your expectation, call back in and get to a supervisor, and let's stop it and get someone else out there to assist you. So,
Right.
and we will stand behind it.
Okay.
Lots of times there's highways in this nation that are controlled by, like the New Jersey Turnpike is one I know, even though I live out west. The New Jersey Turnpike is controlled by the Turnpike Authority. So they'll dispatch a tow provider. We can't come pick you up. What we ask our people to do is always call us first in any situation, and we will have you let us know the first off-ramp they tow you to, we'll pick it up there. The key is we will take care of you, but you have to call us first. If our agents, if you're up here in Wyoming and North Dakota and South Dakota, there's some small towns. I always joke with people, it's where you decided to break down, not me.
Right.
So wherever you decided to break down, if there's no provider that met our qualifications to be one of our 30,000 contract providers throughout the United States and Canada, we may ask you to find somebody in the local area through the use of a highway patrol or a trooper or something. As long as you get on the phone and you say, or our agents tell you, we cannot find a provider in that area, as long as that's in our digitally recorded call, when you submit an invoice for reimbursement, we will reimburse you.
Oh, okay.
But you can't go get service on your own.
And then
you
turn
can't
it in
call
later, right.
Yeah, you can't call your brother-in-law who owns a towing company and say, I had him towed, and he sends us an $1,100 bill for a $400 tow. So you have to call us first.
It's called insurance fraud.
I think it is, yes, I think it is.
So Ed, after this talk, and also when I sat in on your seminar, I've kind of determined that this is kind of a no-brainer for us. It's way better than the program that we currently have. So we're definitely going to sign up and do that.
Jamie, that's great. You know, we appreciate it. I hear that a lot, that it's a no-brainer with all the benefits it has and how we're really the only provider in the marketplace that doesn't go out to the general public. You can't, unless you're through one of our affiliates, FMCA or the manufacturers or some other clubs, you can't buy from us direct like you can the 2 other motor companies. So we stay concentrated on the RV industry.
Right.
Price for FMCA members is $159 for motorized and $129 for a towable unit, which is a 5th wheel or a travel trailer.
Okay.
So just go online to FMCA and they can sign you up.
Okay. So for more information, if you want to find more about Roadside Rescue, we're going to put a link down in the description below this video, and you can check that out and sign up if you'd like to. Thanks a lot, Ed. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate the time. Thank you very much, Jamie.
If you aren't already a member of FMCA but are planning to join, you're going to want to check out the link in the video description below. We have a discount code for you.
In this series of episodes, we'll be sharing what we plan to use for medical emergencies, as well as new equipment that we've added to the RV to increase safety.
And if you haven't already, you're going to want to subscribe to Roaming with Rosie for that and more great episodes like this.
And ring that bell, because that way you'll be notified when we upload new videos. And if this video is helpful to you, we'd appreciate it if you would share it with your family and friends.
And make sure to leave a comment, that way you could be part of the conversation.
Until next time.
We'll see ya.
ya.